How do you feel about going into like a tournament setting on the road where you can play, do some prep that night, and then play again, kind of a deal.
Yeah, no, I think it's good for us. I think we're all ready for it. Ready to have some really good competition, and Charlotte's going to present that. Prep informed the last day. They're a really good team, and they got a lot of weapons. So we're going to have to be ready to go and play very well defensively in order to slow them down. So it'll be a great test for us. And we got, like you said, quick prep and right into Delaware. So two good teams coming off. Both of them are NCAA tournament teams last year. And it's going to be a great test.
Shauna, I wanted to go back to what you said the post game of last game, is that you didn't watch any film, didn't do anything to give yourself an impression of what this team would look like before you got there. What was that transition like, where you're trying to implement a system and it's almost kind of a blank clean slate for you on what you had on the floor?
Yeah, it's interesting because some people may think that's crazy to not watch anything, but in my mind, like, what would that have done to see the past when it's just completely different systems of what we do? And I think the nice thing too is that I had some awareness of the players. Besides a couple, Kendall Bostic, I recruited. I knew what she was like as high school, and I kind of followed her throughout her career. Jada Peoples, we recruited a little bit, at Dayton. Genesis obviously recruited, and then Makira Bryn were in our system. So there was some familiarity with some of the players, and the only thing I really wanted to see was with my own eyes and teaching them what we do and how do they fit in our system was what I was concerned about. And I think it also helps not have preconceived, thoughts on players, or what they were last year doesn't mean they're going to be that way this year. So it was just a decision I made, and everyone probably does it different.
When you go and you play Charlotte and you play Delaware this weekend, based off of what they've done earlier this year, it seems like they've wanted a game in the 60s and they've wanted a game at most in the 70s. When you play the way you play and you can have what you called the other night an off night and you can still get 84, how does that help you when you go play those types of teams that are going to want to pack it in and play that type of tempo?
Yeah, no, we really, against those teams, especially at Charlotte, they want to collapse in, they want to try to keep everything in front of them, kind of similar to our defense. So our tempo and our pace are going to be really, really important, so we can get some easy points in transition, which that's why we're scoring at a high clip right now, is that we're getting a lot in transition. But that also stems from our defense and us getting stops, so we can play the pace and the tempo that we want to play. But you're right; these guys they want to slow the game down, and we're used to that. I'm used to playing a lot of teams like that. In my past 6 years of being at Dayton, we played a ton of teams that wanted to slow us down, did a lot of different things to take us out of our transition. So it's just another, every game is kind of like a game of chess, and you got to, see what you can get and see what advantages you can take. So this is, for me, it's fun and it's a great opportunity.
How hard has that been for the transition offensively? Is that when these guys, your team feels like they're playing fast and they're still not at the level that you'd want them to be? I know Brad, his first 2 years here on the men's side, was dealing with that, which is, you guys think you're going fast and it's just not we're not there yet, and because everybody they want to play, it's easier to slow a game down than it is to speed it up.
Yep. I think that as coaches, and Brad and I probably think the same way, we're never probably going to be happy with how we're playing. Like, we always think we can go faster. We always think we can play harder. We always think we can defend harder. So I just try to take it day by day and really, again, right now, I think we're doing a decent job of playing at the pace that we want. I think these guys, especially in the first year, have really, they have adapted to the system and taken advantage of some of the shots they're getting. But I also know, again, as we get into these games and as people figure out what we're doing, they're going to try to stop it in different ways and look to slow us down in different ways. And I've pretty much seen everything, from that. So we'll just adjust accordingly as we go.
Have you been happy with turnovers? It doesn't seem like you guys are really struggling with that, even though you're playing a faster pace and you're going to play playing games this weekend where possessions are at a premium.
Yeah, we try to always keep it under 13, and we've won that battle every game. So that is key. Now, hopefully you don't jinx us on that, and hopefully we continue to do that, because you're right. if we can be under 13, I think that's right where we want to be, especially, every turnover is different. As long as they're dead ball turnovers and not, live ball turnovers where they're getting runouts. But I've been actually pretty happy with that, and hopefully we, can continue that as the defensive intensity of these other teams ramp up.
You spoke on Monday about how this kind of 5-game home stretch isn't something that you're used to. Do you think there's any value in kind of getting some games in a neutral site that aren't going to be as hostile as maybe a road games would be?
Yeah, I think it's really, really valuable. So, I said that because it was hard to get people to come to UD Arena and play us. So we would go on the road and play wherever. But I think, again, the progression of this schedule is really, it benefits this team. We get some confidence in these first 5 games. Now we go to neutral against 2 really good teams. And then we have to go on the road, at Indiana in a week, at Pitt, against obviously very good teams. So it kind of just keeps progressing up, and I think that it works in our favor.
All good?
Thanks, Shauna.